Have you ever heard the expression, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm"? It's a powerful reminder, rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom, about the importance of balancing kindness and self-care. However, in today's quest to appear kind, always being the giver, many have turned the noble act of kindness into a self-destructive habit, often pushing us to extremes, crossing our own boundaries for the sake of others. But what's the cost? The truth is, excessive kindness that depletes your resources, energy, and well-being is not a virtue but a path to destruction. Many have lost their way, giving so much of themselves that they feel empty, undervalued, and drained. This is a modern tragedy where the best intentions lead to the worst outcomes. Stoicism offers another way, a way to be generous without losing oneself, to be kind but also to take care of oneself. It teaches us the art of balanced generosity, ensuring our actions enrich the lives of others while protecting our own well-being. In this video, we'll discuss how Stoic principles can help you set healthy boundaries, so your kindness becomes a source of strength, not depletion. We'll explore how to give without losing, love without hurting, and be there for others without disappearing from our own lives. Starting with the expression, "Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm." Excessive kindness can become a trap, which Marcus Aurelius, the wise Stoic philosopher, would have warned against. Imagine being someone who always rushes to help others, never saying no. It's like giving pieces of yourself away until there's nothing left. You become the one who is always there for others. But when you look around, you find yourself standing alone in your moment of need. It's not just about being kind, it's also about being kind to yourself. Marcus would remind us that our first duty is to take care of our own well-being. Without it, we cannot truly be there for others. Consider the story of two neighboring gardeners, one of whom meticulously cared for his own garden, while the other, despite having his own plot, often tended to the gardens of all others. The diligent gardener, understanding the importance of self-care, nourished his garden with the right balance of attention and resources, leading to a vibrant and flourishing space. His land was not only a source of personal joy, but also provided an abundance of produce to share with neighbors. On the other hand, the gardener who gave disproportionately spent so much time and effort on others' gardens that his own land was neglected. Without proper care, his garden withered, and the harvest was poor. In his eagerness to be helpful, he overlooked his own needs, leaving his garden and, metaphorically, himself depleted. Let this be a reminder to think before rushing to help others. Ask yourself, is this help sustainable? Am I preserving my well-being? The ancient Stoics would encourage us to practice Stoicism, setting healthy boundaries, and ensuring that in our eagerness to be kind, we don't forget to be kind to ourselves. In the end, you cannot give from an empty vessel. Stoicism's goal is to maintain inner peace and integrity while positively contributing to the lives of others, ensuring a balanced and fulfilled life for both ourselves and those we wish to help. Reciprocity has its expiration date. Generosity is a virtue that enriches our lives and the lives of those around us, yet it contains a fine line when without moderation. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that continues to resonate with its wisdom in our modern world. It teaches us a critical lesson about the limits of kindness. Offering help with an open heart is noble, but expecting the same measure of generosity in return can lead us down a path of disappointment. Life has a way of showing us that the good done today may be forgotten tomorrow. This is not a reflection of our worth or the value of our actions, but rather the natural course of human memory and gratitude. Consider the act of giving's planting a tree. You care for it in the hope that it will grow and perhaps one day offer shade or fruit. But nature takes its course: storms, droughts, and the changing of seasons. Similarly, when we show kindness, we must let go of expectations for direct return. The Stoics, especially Epictetus, advise us to focus on our actions, not their outcomes. Some things are within our control and others are not. He said this to remind us that joy from giving should come from the act itself, not the expectation of reward. Adopting this mindset protects us from disappointment, teaches emotional resilience, allowing us to remain kind and generous without feeling depleted or exploited. This does not mean we should harden our hearts, but rather we should find a balance, recognizing the impact of our kindness as a reflection of our character, not a transaction. In doing so, we not only protect our peace of mind, but also cultivate a form of generosity that is pure, self-sufficient, and genuinely satisfying. This Stoic principle prompts us to give freely but wisely, ensuring our kindness enriches us regardless of the world's reaction. In your daily interactions, how can you apply the Stoic principle of giving without expectations? Think of a specific scenario where you could offer kindness or support, seeking nothing in return, and consider practical steps you could take to ensure your generosity remains a source of personal satisfaction, not depletion. The requests we receive have no limits. Reflecting on history, it's remarkable to observe the excessive services demanded by the royal family, from dressing to personal hygiene, all performed by servants. Moving to the present day, it becomes clear that people still have expectations of us, often asking for services they could well perform themselves. Stoicism sheds light on this, teaching us the value of setting boundaries and embracing moderation. This ancient philosophy serves as a beacon, guiding us through the sea of endless requests, allowing us to act with intention and preserve our emotional well-being. Stoicism is not about refusing to help, but about finding a balance, ensuring we do not lose ourselves in supporting others. Take, for example, the touching story of a mother and her adult daughter in a picturesque village. The mother, out of love, took care of her daughter to such an extent that she prevented her independence. This dynamic continued until the mother's unexpected death, which astonishingly became a catalyst for the daughter's independence. This story highlights a critical lesson. While our intentions may be pure, excessive support can unintentionally suppress growth. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, encapsulated this wisdom in his meditations. A man's task is to stand upright, not to be propped up by others. This understanding prompts us to cultivate self-assurance, fostering a balance that benefits all parties involved. Seneca, with his profound knowledge of human relationships, noted that he who begins to be your friend for benefit will also stop being so for the same reason. This serves as a powerful reminder of the need to nurture relationships based on genuine connections, not transactional interactions. True friendship and support should not depend on what we can offer, but on mutual respect and understanding. Stoicism teaches us to value ourselves not for what we can give, but for who we are, cultivating self-esteem and genuine connections. Stoicism empowers us to embrace moderation, setting boundaries to protect our well-being while offering sincere support to others. By prioritizing our duties and respecting our needs, we not only preserve our authenticity but also engage in more meaningful acts of generosity. This balanced approach to life and relationships ensures we remain true to ourselves and our values, leading a life of virtue and fulfillment as we navigate the demands of modern life. Remember, being mindful of our own needs is not selfishness but a necessary act of self-care. When being perceived and treated as fragile, Stoicism teaches us a powerful lesson in inner resilience and self-control. It's about building inner fortitude, mastering the art of self-restraint, and drawing clear lines in the sand that define our personal space. Over time, the constant bending backward for others can ironically lead to being perceived as weak. Without firm boundaries, we become vulnerable, easily exploited by those who see our generosity not as a strength, but as an opportunity to take advantage. The cycle of overextension and exploitation depletes us, leaving feelings of undervaluation and overload. However, the moment we start to say no confidently, a change occurs. We are no longer the go-to resource for every request or demand. This confidence conveys a new respect for ourselves, signaling to others that we value our time and energy, deserving their respect in return. Cicero, the great Stoic philosopher, emphasized this, stating, "What you think about yourself is much more important than what others think of you." By setting boundaries and practicing self-discipline, we not only protect our mental and emotional well-being, but also demand respect from those around us. Remember, the power to say no is transformative. It's a statement of self-respect and a testimony to the respect you demand from the world. Embrace this mantra and watch how it reshapes the dynamics of your relationships, fostering mutual respect based on dignity and self-worth. However, embodying this change is not without challenges. Being always available often attracts those seeking help, leaving you aside when it's time to celebrate. This harsh reality, where your openness may lead to exclusion from moments of joy, limits you to the role of a helper absent during leisure. This realization, though bitter, serves as a test of strength in discerning genuine connections from occasional ones. This Stoic exercise in recognizing the true value of relationships encourages a conscious approach to whom we offer our time and energy. Did you know that the practice of setting boundaries, a central Stoic principle, not only improves our personal well-being, but also enhances the quality of our relationships? This curious but true aspect of human psychology shows that when we respect ourselves enough to say no, we often gain the respect of others. This paradoxical effect highlights the transformative power of self-respect and the importance of discernment in our relationships. Embracing Stoic wisdom, we not only protect ourselves from depletion, but also cultivate relationships that truly enrich. If you've learned something valuable so far, support this by demonstrating your support. Now let's discuss strategies to avoid being used by others and the dangers of excessive kindness. The first strategy: get rid of the fear of saying no. Reflect deeply on why the word no often seems so heavy, tracing its weight back to early lessons that equated kindness with acceptance. These lessons, deeply rooted in our formative years, are coupled with the fear of rejection, forming a belief system that ties our value to constant pleasing. However, Stoic philosophy invites us to challenge and deconstruct these ingrained notions, advocating for a life of conscious choice, not one driven by the undercurrents of past conditioning. As adults, we possess the autonomy to redefine our interactions, recognizing that fears instilled in us as children no longer hold power over us. Through the lens of Stoicism, we are equipped with mental tools to analyze our emotions, allowing us to respond to life's demands with reflection, not surrender to the control of past habits. Asserting boundaries, saying no, especially when requests infringe on our well-being or sense of fairness, becomes not only an act of challenging old fears, but a profound exercise in self-respect and autonomy. Yet, it's crucial to balance our newfound confidence with empathy and emotional intelligence. Stoicism does not advocate for self-interest or isolation, but emphasizes the importance of contributing to our community and the lives of those around us. The philosophy encourages us to find a middle ground, where we can offer help and support to others without sacrificing our well-being. Here, emotional intelligence comes to our aid, allowing us to discern when and how to help in a way that is beneficial for others and sustainable for us. Recognizing the true needs of others while remaining mindful of our own boundaries is a testament to true Stoic wisdom. This ensures that our acts of kindness are not only acts of self-discipline, but also expressions of compassion and understanding, fostering a society where mutual respect and support thrive. The second strategy: pay attention to your feelings. Embracing Stoicism pushes us towards introspection and mindfulness, guiding us to a thorough examination of our thoughts and emotions, which fosters mental resilience. This ancient wisdom urges us to become guardians of our inner peace, observing our reactions and feelings, especially in the context of generosity. It teaches us that true satisfaction from helping others should uplift us, akin to the lifting force of clouds. In contrast, feelings of depletion, irritation, or exploitation signal the need for recalibration. It's important to acknowledge when our contributions, although desired, begin to undermine our peace of mind. Recognizing this discomfort is not self-deception, but a brave act of self-care, ensuring that our benevolence remains a source of joy and not a burden to our spirit. The third strategy: make yourself a priority. It's easy to become adept in the least illuminated areas, yet completely ignore your own well-being. Reflecting Stoic virtues of discipline and self-respect, carving out time for self-care is imperative. Stoicism, after all, nourishes the soul, teaching us the art of self-preservation. So, avoid self-denigration. Nourish your physical, emotional, and mental health. Acknowledge your presence. Elevate your needs. This approach requires your full commitment. Accept yourself wholly. Forgive yourself past mistakes, and view the coming year as a canvas for Stoic renewal. Choose activities solely for your pleasure, treating this time as evidence of self-love. Maintain your boundaries without guilt, denying others if their demands infringe on your sanctuary. Offer help within your limits, emphasizing that your personal rebirth takes precedence. The fourth strategy: gratify those who take advantage of you. Embracing Stoic virtues like self-discipline and discernment gives us the strength to differentiate between relationships that enrich us and those that deplete our spirit. Interacting with people who constantly demand more, whether it's attention, time, or resources, reflects a dynamic in which we, in caring, end up drained. Our energy is sapped by an insatiable need. Stoicism teaches us the value of inner strength, reminding us that change is a door that can be opened only from the inside. Believing that we can transform others through sheer goodwill is a misconception. True transformation is a personal journey, triggered by individual will, not external interventions. This philosophy does not advocate for indifference, but protects a balanced approach to relationships. It's a dance of giving and receiving, where excessive generosity can leave us empty, while stinginess isolates us. Stoicism inspires us to wield our capacity for kindness and generosity, but also to own the sword of discernment, severing ties when necessary for our well-being. It's about finding balance, ensuring our acts of kindness are not made at the expense of our own life force. Remember, the strongest relationships are those where both sides grow, not where one withers so the other can bloom. Stoicism calls us to find balance, urging us to carefully evaluate our actions and their impact on our generosity, prompting us not to deplete our resources to the detriment of our primary purpose, to live a fulfilling life. On the other hand, it warns against being overly cautious in our giving, instead wisely utilizing our generosity. Seneca, a prominent Stoic figure, perfectly captures this ethical code, speaking of kindness as a treasure. Kindness should be stored like buried treasure, to be unearthed only when necessary. His words inspire us to be ready to act benevolently towards others, acknowledging the deep connection that unites all humans. Thus, we not only protect ourselves from depletion, but also cultivate relationships that truly enrich and are mutual. The conclusion of this journey through Stoicism is not merely a call to self-restraint or a renunciation of kindness. Rather, it is a call to mindfulness, to self-respect, and to ensuring that our actions reflect the depth of our inner world. Each of us possesses an inexhaustible potential for kindness, but true virtue lies in the ability to choose when and how to exhibit it, so it serves as a benefit to others as well as ourselves. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope these tips will be valuable to you. Consider sharing it with those who need to see it, and express your thoughts in the comment section, as wisdom should be shared to flourish. Comment, and I'll know you watched to the end. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell to not miss the next videos. Your interest and pursuit of self-improvement inspire me to continue sharing knowledge and the wisdom of Stoicism. See you next time.